Hey everybody, and welcome to another segment of Indie Artist Reveal Worldwide. I am, of course, your host, Sabrina Taylor, also the creator of the show. I have someone tonight that I'm just so excited about. Haven't talked with her in what we call a month of Sundays, if you will, personally, but we have chatted over Facebook. And now I get to sit down with this beautiful, beautiful woman, beautiful soul. And I want you guys, first and foremost, I want you to right now get your handheld, share, okay, tag. You got to get everybody in the room, right? For those of you on YouTube, welcome. So happy to have you in. So please make sure you're subscribing to the channel. Do that for me. And so Facebook, I appreciate you coming in. Yes, please tag, invite, let everybody know Indie Artists Reveal Worldwide is on. I have my sister and friend on tonight, Miss Tracye, Eileen. Tracye!
Sabrina.
Hey!
Hey!
It is! Oh my God, so exciting to have you back. You were on once before, so you're circling back, sort of.
Yeah. I was trying to remember how long ago that was.
I can't remember. It's been several years, but you have totally evolved.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about that evolution on tonight, even in the name that we're using, Global Woman of Soul. So, first and foremost, I got to ask you how you acquired this. So talk a little bit about it and we'll get into some more chatter in just a second.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I moved to Paris, which is where I'm at now. And I moved here to record my 5th album. And the 4th album, and why Paris? The 4th album, you hit the spot.
Yes.
Very well globally.
Yes.
And did like about 42 reviews from all over the world. And a lot all over Europe, some Asian countries too. And so I said, well, that made me want to think about maybe I should go to Europe where people adore jazz. And then I went to Jazz Hall, which is the world's largest jazz trade show. And then I found out the Europeans really love jazz. I mean, they had these huge jazz festivals all over the world. And it's just a great appreciation.
Sure.
And then, Paris has the rich history of African Americans here, artists really coming here and developing their careers.
Yep.
And then sometimes coming back home, sometimes not.
Right.
So I decided to move here. The album is being produced with my producer's based in Holland. And his name is Andrew Reed. And so, in fact, we talked before me moving out here. I was like, well, I was trying to do it from Chicago. It didn't work out well.
Oh.
And I said, if I moved to Europe, would you like co-manage me producing my album? He was like, yeah. So here I am.
Right.
So anyway, through those relationships, I was able to partner my label, Honey Crystal Records, and I have an office here in Paris as well for Honey Crystal.
Oh my God. All things Parisian. I love it.
And so I'm partnering with them, which gives me access to a very large global record distribution company, which I would never as an indie artist be able to do on my own. So this is one of the top 5 largest in the world.
Right.
They did a study on who my listening audience is over the past, I guess 12 or so months.
Yeah.
And so with the report I got back, the demographic report drove the branding Global Woman of Soul. The other thing is I retained a brand marketing consultant, and I have a social media manager. And so through my brand expert, which is Ella Gibson from
Yes.
Chicago, and that's a whole story I won't go into about that.
It's okay.
Utilizing the report, uh, that's where we came up with it, because my audience is very global.
I
And
see.
what I found out is that the European part of my audience just outpaces the American part just a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, and then I have uh, like about 10% Asian,
Mhm.
and I think about is it 10% LGBTQ, which I was like, oh, and so yeah, so it's a pretty interesting mix. They tend,
Mixed. Yeah.
and the interesting part is the age group is almost evenly split from 25 to 35, 35 to 45, 45. Yeah,
Mhm.
and yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, so but that was how we came up with that, and then I wanted to do things that were beyond the music, but all connected as well.
I
And
understand
so,
that. Yeah.
yeah,
Hmm.
and so both from the standpoint as an artist, now we're used to recording artists doing other things as well, and
Sure.
so all of my interests are pretty much global, but
Yeah.
also passion driven. And so that's why we came, which we'll talk about what some of those projects are, but that's where we came up with Global Woman of Soul. My album, oh my God, it's so good. It's different. So Andrew's like, all right, you do this album, because I've done, soul, traditional
You
jazz,
have.
very
Yes.
jazz.
You
And
have.
so this one coming out, I needed to just find, okay, who am I? What am I? What is it really? And it's all original music, and it's very different than
Different's good.
it's
Different's
different,
good.
good, very, very good. And I have the top musicians, and some of the top musicians in Paris on the album. I have also the Prince's head of the former head of, well, because Prince is no longer with us, but he was
Right.
the head of his horn section. So he has 13 Grammys. So he's on my album. So I'm hoping to get some of that Grammy.
I pull it on in. Pull it on in.
Right.
Oh my God. I'm
And,
excited.
yeah, and he lives in Holland, so we recorded in Holland at Woodstock Recording Studios.
Yeah.
And then I have a German artist. She's Nora Kam. She lives in Paris, but she's really a amazing sax player. And so, and my music director is Ralph Ladival, and so yeah, they're the guys. So it's a very it's like a soul jazz Afrobeat album.
I love the mix. And it's going to be amazing, I'm sure. For those who, because it's been so long since you've been here,
Mm-hmm.
I want, for those who are just discovering Tracye Eileen, how would you, because you've evolved,
Mm-hmm.
yes?
Yes.
How would you describe the heart and soul of your sound?
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's I feel like it is very I feel I have a very relaxing,
Hmm.
soulful,
Yes.
emotive sound. But that is also, it's sort of a chill type of thing, but it also has a wonderful groove. And I'm a storyteller.
Yes,
So
you are.
yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah, I continue to do is tell the story through my music. Well, let me just say, moving here first, I didn't know what I didn't know how to do what I wanted to do. Let me
I
just say.
understand that totally. I totally get it. I totally
And
do.
when I first got here, I was like, oh, I mean, yeah, I'm all big and bad moving to Paris, but I was like, oh my God, what am I don't know. And so I would go, I had to find musicians. I'm like starting from scratch all over.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But I continued to meet people that would connect me with other people that connected me to Ralph, who's one of the leading musicians in Paris. He's amazing.
Mm.
And but before then, when I first got here, I felt like, oh, I got to get out here. I got to do this. I got to do that. And I had there at a lot of the jazz clubs in Paris. They're open mics, and so,
Ah.
but they're not like for amateurs.
Oh,
So you
and
know
I
what
can
I mean?
respect that totally. Yeah.
That's just literally how they are. So the clubs, all the clubs have these open mics, and different musicians come in and they just collaborate. You know,
Oh, I see. I
yes,
see.
like that.
Okay.
So
All
like
right.
one place, literally the musicians go up, and then there's a book, and you pick a letter or a number or something, and then it's like four chords. They give it to the band, and boom.
And then they go from there.
Yeah, including the
Wow.
so you making up words as you go.
Right.
But anyway, I felt like I had to go out to these clubs and figure out this whole thing, and I ended up getting a lung infection. And the lung infection, I mean, one day I started coughing up blood,
Jeez. Yeah.
and I couldn't sing for like 3 months. And so because of the medication,
Of course. Yeah.
and then but what it did, it made me from the very beginning understand that God was saying, this ain't you, this is me. So what I'm gonna need you to do is
Sit
figure out what,
down somewhere.
sit down and maybe figure out what a post office is. How about we do
How
that?
about we do that? Oh my God. See, and that brings me to this question because, those of us who know you, we know that Chicago's your home. But now I'll say it this way, Paris is like your stage, right? Right. So what does Paris bring out of you
Ooh.
as an artist that's like different from being home here in the
Mm-hmm.
States? Yeah.
Well, I figured out my sound, the place I reside, which is it's definitely I definitely all the songs that are on the new album are telling a story. I'm more connected to my Africanness now.
Okay.
So it's important for me to have the Afro beat in there.
Of course. You told me
Um,
about that. Yeah.
the musicians are they're like they're French, but they have the French Caribbean, or like from like Guadeloupe, or
Whoa.
those formerly colonized French Caribbean areas where they would come from,
Yeah.
or their parents or grandparents or whatever. So
Yeah.
that whole type of sound, and one of them is just French, but that I think I'm, yeah, the global, again, connected to the global woman of soul. There's more of a globalness about how I feel and think about music. I'm much more connected to it and to who I am. And yeah, and the stories that I tell in the music, there's some that are about, one that's a little political. Of course, you always got to have the love stories in there.
You got to. Can't leave
It's
those
just,
out.
yeah. So it's just a meaning in the music, and I
Of
think that
course.
people will get that too.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure. Well, we've got to take our first break of the night.
Okay.
And when we come back, I want to kind of dive into like your personal journey and inspirations. We've got so much we've got to touch on if we can get to it. If not, then that means you just have to come back. Yes,
Of course I will.
absolutely. So listen, don't go too far. We're going to come back and we're going to continue the conversation. I hope you guys are enjoying Tracye. Don't miss a segment of Indie Artist Reveal Worldwide. Stay connected on LA's most influential radio station, the Urban Influencer Radio. Tuesdays at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Listen at theurbaninfluencer.com. Well, hey, everybody, welcome back to the show. Sabrina Taylor here. So glad you guys are joining us. We've got the fabulous Tracye Eileen. She is now living the Parisian life. And I tell you, she's working the heck out of this thing. And before the break, I was telling her how she and Selena have given me courage to at least begin to think about transitioning out of the States into possibly a different country. And so there was, share with us some of the other thoughts that you have about the transition, Tracye.
Well, one of the things I have to say, I started this musical journey 14 years ago, and it was after my second divorce. And at that point, I decided, I'm going to live the life I want versus the one I think I should have, period.
Period.
And period.
Hmm.
And so that journey began, and God kind of led me along the way until, we got to the point where I'm living in Paris. I do think that one of the things I know is true is that it's never too late. It is
Never.
never too late. As long as you're on this side of the ground, it is never
Yeah.
too late to do and pursue your passion.
Yeah.
And I have done more things than I ever thought I would do. And one of the couple of the big things I did, there were signs that told me that the only reason not to do it would be my own fear.
Mm.
And I said, I can't go out like that. So, so
Love it.
I can't. And so, I think living abroad, and 3 years, I didn't know I was going to be moving to Paris. I had no
Right.
idea, but at that point I had quit my job. I was 6 months into having quit my job and really trying to give all my focus and time
Hmm.
to 100% to my music. And so there's no reason why I couldn't leave. It made sense for me musically to
Yeah.
be here in Paris.
Sure. Sure.
I was able to obtain, I'm here on the International Renowned Talent Visa, and which is very difficult to get. And that was based on the success of the fourth album. And that was
Yeah.
another thing. All the timing kind of worked out really good. The global reviews, the growth in my international audience. I had I had moved from downtown once I made the decision I was going to pursue my music, and I I was living well below my means and just socking money away and paying for my recordings. And I looked up and I was like, shoot, I'm indexing at where I can like do early retirement. I'm out, deuces. And that's when I
Whoa.
quit, because
Mhm.
I'm too old well, even when I was young out of college, I never wanted to, I wasn't the struggling artist type that's like on the back roads and living on buses and people's couches. That just wasn't me.
That wasn't you? That's
It
not your
wasn't me.
story. That is not.
That's not my story.
Oh gosh.
So,
Bless your heart.
but years later, corporate career, a couple marriages later, I think when people try to think about their passions, if they don't know what it is, what did you love to do as a child? I think you
Mm.
could start anywhere and
Sure.
just do it.
Mhm.
And I think the living abroad thing for me, I was brought here by the music, but it's continuing to expand my life just being here.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
think the stresses, in my opinion, of the US in terms of the
Mhm. Mhm.
cost,
Mhm.
the issues around healthcare and the cost
Yes.
of healthcare,
Yes.
the violence. There are no guns. People that have guns are police officers. So you can have a gun, but it's so difficult to have one. Nobody has guns here. You're more
What?
the crime issue. It might be you might get maybe pickpocketed, but they typically do tourists, because if you're on a train and they be calling about, hey, in French, I can't say what they say, but
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
pickpocket on the train.
Oh my
But
Lord.
that doesn't even happen often. We just regularly taking the train. I'm sure it does more in tourist areas.
Of course. Of course.
But yeah, the public transportation system is excellent. So I would say that I just think, one, pursuing your passion, realizing it's never ever ever too late to do that.
Right.
God his promises are real,
Yes,
and you
they
don't have
are.
to know how, what, when, as long
All
as you
the
know who.
details.
Right, you
Right.
just have to know
Mhm.
who, and He'll show you the first part. And it's so funny, once you make a decision to step into it,
He.
then all these things start opening up after you
Mhm.
make the decision.
Oh my God, just so interesting. Oh, I love it. I love it. And I really think there is a deeper reason why at this point now we are reconnecting.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's more than music.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to get back, speaking of which, great segue, get back to the music.
Yes.
Um, your father was a jazz drummer?
Yeah, yeah,
And your wait, was it your great grandmother a pianist?
yeah. Uh-huh.
Look at that.
Yeah,
Do
look
you
at that.
feel their influences when you're on stage?
Yeah, well, I feel them. I don't know about on stage, but
Or
definitely.
period?
Yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
period.
They're on my altar, and I
Ah,
feel like, yeah, they are definitely with me, rooting for me. My dad always did, and even though I never knew my great grandmother,
yeah.
I look just like her. There's a picture that I got have of her. She was like 18, and the picture I was, I think, 14 or 15. They look
No way.
exactly that's
Really?
deep, yeah. But yeah,
Okay.
I feel that I do feel like I'm living. I believe that a lot of times we're living in our purpose. We're living out things that our ancestors wanted to
Did
do,
not.
and they
Mm-hmm.
get to live it through you. And so
Absolutely.
I feel their support. I do. And
Do.
our connection with our ancestors is very African.
And
Oh,
it is.
let me tell you what I found out. So
Okay.
when I was in Senegal, and so I went to Africa for the first time this year,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And so beautiful. And people say, "Oh, have you ever been to Senegal before?" I say, "No, this is my first time in Senegal. It's my first time in Africa." They were like, "Oh, it's your first time in Africa?" They were like, "Welcome home." Can I tell you how that feels? Welcome. That's what
Oh,
they said. Welcome,
welcome home.
girl.
How did you respond to
I
that?
was like I just did there. Oh,
Like your
thank
breath
you.
was taken
Oh my
away. Yeah.
gosh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, wow. And like I said, seeing black people everywhere is like, wow. It's like, wow.
Well, I also want to talk about the music growth. You're a storyteller.
Mm-hmm.
And when I tell you, I can just put your music on and um, I can't watch TV
Mm-hmm.
because you're telling a story. So I have to be like doing something with my hands, like maybe
Mm-hmm.
cleaning
Mm-hmm.
or rearranging, organizing, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but your music, though, it's evolved from like straight ahead. That's how I
Oh yeah.
found you.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
it's evolved, and
Yeah.
it's more soul. It's more R&B. Hence,
Are you talking about the
global
song?
woman of
The song?
soul.
Yeah. Are you talking about the song I sent you? Did you listen to that?
Move around slow.
Yeah. There's a story. Okay, so that's not from the album.
Oh, right. You told me, yeah. That's
Okay.
what you were telling me. Yeah. No, 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 no.
Okay.
But I wanted to know what moment or feeling, if you will, like catapulted or pushed you towards the transition from the straight ahead to soul to R&B? Was it intentional? Was it
Um, well,
what was that?
the second album was more of a soul album.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Hmm.
and that was I think even starting out, the first record was some traditional jazz, but it was a little bit of soul on that album too, but more
Right.
traditional jazz. And then my band they were more of a soul band that I performed
Mm-hmm.
for many years.
Mm-hmm.
And so we collaborated on selecting music for that album.
Ah,
And then I used to even my performances had a lot more soul, you know. And I really wasn't doing straight ahead. I was doing a few standards, but mostly soul songs, but songs that always told a story. So it could be some Joni Mitchell, it could be some Stevie Wonder,
yep.
but they were all covers, but they were soul, and it
Yeah.
could be Steely Dan. So and then the third album was my first original music album, and that was more contemporary jazz. And
Yes.
really, the way I got into Straight Ahead, which was the most successful album, the last one, it was really because I had now figured out how to be on radio. I had been on radio,
Yeah.
and I was trying to get booked since I had quit my job. And no, I hadn't quit my job yet. And I finally got it's very difficult to get a booking agent. And I
Oh,
finally
I know.
yeah,
Hmm.
okay. I
Hmm.
finally got one, and he said, "You know what? I think I could really, if you were willing to look at doing some straight ahead, some traditional,
Oh, I see.
I really feel like I could really book you in that space because in the States, it's so competitive. Everything is so,
It is. Let's
uh,
take a break. Let's take the break. Get all that out of the way because we
Okay.
only have two. So
Uh,
let's get that last one out of the way, you guys. Do not go away because we got so much more. And I'm just inside, I'm going, no, the time is going fast. It's going to be over in just a
I
little
know.
bit. But it's good though. No, 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 no. Please believe me when I tell you this is so good. It is so rich. But we've got to take that last break so you guys don't go away. We'll be back in just a little bit right here on Indie Artist Reveal Worldwide. Indie Artist Reveal Worldwide is being hosted by Dal Soul Radio. Fridays, 6 p.m. Eastern. Get connected, stay connected. Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. Sabrina Taylor here with our special guest, Tracye Eileen. And it has been such a fulfilling conversation. So happy to have her back. Now we can just kind of let her rip and share and talk. And we've definitely got a music premiere. But you, before we went to break, you wanted to share a process with us.
Yeah, this is
Tell us.
unique for me.
Yeah,
So, um, how I met Ralph Lauderdale, who's my music director on the album. Uh,
yeah.
when I was here in October of 2023, I met a person who introduced me to another person who introduced me to the guy that owns the record label that, um, what's his name? Dag. Now that I'm trying to tell the story, I can't think of his name. Gregory Porter. His
Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
for
Mm-hmm.
in Paris.
Mm-hmm.
And so I met with him. I played some of my music. He's like, "Oh, I love your music." I was like, "Can you recommend someone doing an album?" And he recommended Ralph. So Ralph,
Got it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we basically spent the summer of last year collaborating. We selecting tunes, my tunes, and tunes from Onabule, who's the
Okay.
British Nigerian singer. He's
Mm-hmm.
amazing. I think he has a new album that just came out. He also produced the vocals on the album. And we tore them down, and then and Ralph plays the guitar. Then we just sort of decided how this new arrangement was going to be, and so it literally came out of my soul and his, and it was like, wow, that sounds really good. And so we did demo tracks with just my vocals and his playing the guitar,
Right.
and then Andrew would ring in. We sent him, oh yeah, la 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 la, and so there was some really good feedback all the way around. So then we went into the studio. His band is the Yusan band, and so I pretty much used his band other than his sax player because we had Nora. And the place we went in Holland, and I was like, okay, look at me going to Holland, what? Okay, but so I took the train from Holland, from Paris to Holland,
Hmm.
and we recorded in a place, amazing studio called Woodstock Recording Studio. In this studio, the owner is not a musician, but he has a passion for music. So he has all these instruments and recording equipment, mic, but they're all vintage Cadillac stuff that you can't even get anymore. So the
Of course not.
sound from this instrument in the studio is so inspirational too. It's just a very unique place. So the musicians, it just forces creativity out of you, right?
Right.
So it was a very unique process for me, and yeah, it was very inspiring to me. So I hope that when you get the music, that you will love it as much as I do.
I'm sure. And speaking though of which, um, the creative side and the emotional side of you. So you have this that again that storytelling element in you. I mean, it's deep, And most artists do try to tell a story, but I don't know. There's something uniquely different when you are telling a story. When you like step up to the mic, what are you most eager
Hmm.
to tell at that moment?
So the better answer to that is you need to know what your story is before.
True. That's true.
And so I would say the thing I love in stepping up to the mic and performing live is the energy that comes from the music.
Mm.
And then the audience as well. But
Yeah.
definitely when there's a vibe of energy going, that's the best. And the only thing about that, sometimes it gets so good, then you kind of, you're not in the moment anymore. You're like, oh, what just happened? Dang, I
You're
missed
losing yourself
right.
in the.
You're like, I missed that. I wanted to be real present. So I look to be present as well.
Right.
And yeah,
Wow.
because when you're in that zone, you're more likely to take risk on where you take your voice. And the more that you tell your story, I think the better the song sounds. The more
I agree with you
believable.
100%. I
Yeah.
totally agree. Well, but when you're, so then that's on the performance end. So, but when you are in the booth,
Oh, in the
and
recording booth?
well, here's something different though.
Okay.
When you're in the booth though, on this side, like
Mhm.
from your album, Why Did I Say Yes?
Mhm.
Okay. It was that was deeply personal, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it was. That
So,
was my first album of all original music.
so how do you balance your being real vulnerable
Yeah.
with protecting the private self of Tracye Eileen?
You can't. You have to make it. So when I wrote that song, I think it was the second song I wrote.
Yeah.
But that was about a terrible relationship. Terrible!
Oh, she remembers.
Yes. Okay. And so, and I wrote this song.
Oh
So
gosh.
mad at myself. You break up and you go back. You break me.
That's true.
Why you broke up with this dude? And so one of those times I wrote that song, I was so mad at myself, And
Aww.
so anyway, and then I said, when I decided to record it, I was like, I ain't are you willing to tell your business?
Right.
Kind of be out here with it.
Yeah.
And you just have to decide, yeah, I'm going to do it.
I'm going to do it.
Yeah. And if in the best songs that you hear, you probably knowing what's going on in that person's, like Beyonce for sure.
For sure.
But yeah, you have to just be willing to do it. I feel that I've evolved musically, performance-wise, vocally, and all those things because you start to trust yourself more.
Yes, you do.
And if you're working on your craft, which you should be doing, then your voice strengthens, and you know where to how to use your voice as an instrument too, and where to take your breath out and where it should go. So it just kind of gives you more tools to express yourself. So I find, the vulnerability, and that's whether it's in the studio or, on stage. The other thing that makes a difference, particularly in the studio, is how is the music sounding in my ear?
Yes.
And one of the reasons I wanted to go back and do my vocals again is I was like, I feel like I could tell a story I could do it better. I could tell the story better. I could,
yeah, exactly.
And so, but it's just so important that you don't want, at least for the music, the type of music that I sing, you don't want to have to try to sound louder. You want to be able to sing in your natural voice. And as far as volume goes, and now you're doing all kinds of things with your voice, but you don't want being loud so the person in the other room or that you have to sing over the music has to be a factor in that.
So we have a new song coming out for you, and it's coming out September 1st. Yes?
Yes.
And a video along with?
Yes.
When you have a song and a video that comes out, that is like a presenter's dream, a vodcaster's dream, because sometimes I'll have a song that's so new when I'm sharing it on the platform. I just put together, and I don't just throw it together, but I put together my own. I listen to the song first, and then I put together my own vision or visual to help complement the song. And I've done that quite a bit for Selena
Mm-hmm.
Albright, and praise God, she's always loved it.
Mm-hmm.
It's horrible when or it's disheartening and kind of sad if you put something together and the artist is like, oh,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that was nice.
Yeah. And you
You
do
know,
beautiful work, so
right. Oh, thank you.
yeah.
But I'm happy. But the whole of it is that I am so happy that you've got a song and you've got a video all coming out together. And it's called Move Around Slow. Tell us a little bit about the inspiration for that song.
So this was and when we were getting ready to do the album, we wanted to release a couple of bonus singles that are not from the album, but really trying to warm up the stage, wanting to drive up my
Ah,
numbers
yeah.
before the album comes so that we can qualify for some unique types of marketing
Got
things on Spotify.
it. Hmm.
So these are very strong songs that I haven't released,
Yeah.
but I've had in my library of unreleased music.
Yeah.
And so this particular song, we actually did around the time of George Floyd. And I can't believe we up in this space again of turmoil. But it turns out to be very timely. I think once you hear it, you'll know what I mean. No explanation necessary. But, how we move is very important.
It is. It is.
So that's what that song is. And it's jazz, soul with rap.
Oh.
And Nino Banks is the collaborator on this particular tune. He's an excellent storyteller, rap artist from Chicago. And I mean, excellent, very talented. And then the next one, there's another one coming out in October. And that one is also a collaboration with some rap artists. I think they're in Atlanta. Yeah.
Okay.
And that was in my my little safe, and I hadn't really and that one is more of like an urban love song.
Oh.
Yeah. And
Wow.
so that's getting you closer to what the new music, but it's the album is still, it's not anything like the album. But they're more as you say, a little more soul R&B. Yeah, which this album I think is more soul R&B, jazz, Afrobeat. I know it sounds weird to say all those things at once.
No.
But yeah, this new album, that's kind of what it is. So these two songs are more soul, rap, R&B, I think.
And they're not on the new album.
No, they're not.
They're not on the.
So they're standalone great tunes.
Gotcha. And so I think when we come back, let's premiere though, since we've got the standalones on the forefront. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. When we come back, I want you to just touch on and encapsulate the album, the players, the producers, the writers, and then we'll go from there. Okay, everybody. The premiere tonight is Move Around Slow. It's our special guest and friend, Tracye Eileen. We'll be back in just a little bit on Indie Artist Reveal Worldwide.
See me when I blow, getting down on the floor. You won't see me when I go. That's why I move around slow. You don't need to know over, will it be a homicide? I move around slow. You won't see me when I blow. Getting down on the floor. You won't see me when I go. That's why I move around slow. Take it easy, wake it. You don't need to know my flow. Only up is where I go. That's why I move around. That's why I move around. That's why I move around slow. That's why I move around slow. Only up is where I go. You don't need to know my flow. That's why I move around. That's why I move around. That's why I move around slow. That's why I move around slow.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. I hope you enjoyed the video. Amazing, totally amazing. Move Around Slow by our special guest, global woman of soul, Tracye Eileen. I think I like that.
Thank you.
At first I thought, global woman of soul, because I think when I first met you, it was the straight ahead, and I've seen you evolve going forward.
Mhm.
And I just love anything you do, whether it's straight
Aw.
ahead, whether it's soul,
Yeah.
whether it's whatever the it is, you do it so well, Tracye.
Thank you, Spring.
You just do. You do. And your personality and your warmth, it just, all of that goes together. When you can get an artist and their music and you like all of it, the whole package, well, all I can say is it's a great combination.
Aw,
It really,
thank
really
you so
is.
much.
And so are you going to, so this song, Move Around Slow, is
Yeah.
it just for social media? It's not going to radio?
No, it's gonna be on Spotify. So you'll see it on
Got
screen.
it. Mhm.
I don't think we're gonna do radio.
Right.
It might get picked up for radio. I'm not gonna be mad.
You
at
never
that.
know.
Yeah, but it will definitely be on
Available
Spotify.
everywhere?
Yeah. Yes,
Okay.
it'll be available. Yeah, and you can buy it everywhere. You can stream it, buy it. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it'll be available. And I think people put it in their playlists. I would.
I would too. Okay. I would. But I want to talk about the album right quick before we wrap things up.
Mm-hmm.
Your new album is slated to release in November
Mm-hmm.
officially. No?
The first single in November.
Okay.
Another single will drop in December.
Oh.
And I think we're releasing the entire album in January.
Oh, 26.
Yeah, 26. Yeah.
Gotcha.
But the first single is coming out November, first Friday in November.
First Friday in November.
Mm-hmm.
Who were some of the producers and writers? Are you writing as well?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
some of the half the songs, maybe 6. Oh, I guess it is 11 songs. So 6 of the songs. No, 5 of the songs. I don't know. Half of the songs are my original songs. Half of the songs are Ola Onabule's songs that he wrote, rearranged by Ralph and I.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's also Andrew also had definitely input in that too. And then we have the Bill Withers tune as a bonus track on there, Grandma's Hand for Christmas.
Grandma's Hand.
And that was interesting making because I really listened. There are so many different versions of that song. So and I actually sang Grandma's Hands to my grandmother at her 100th birthday party. And also she had this little song, story she used to tell about my grandfather and how they met. And they were playing, he was a Pullman porter. And she was from Florida, he was from Mississippi. And she said the way he found out if she was married was, oh, your hands are just so small and dainty, the way you hold the car. So I can't believe your husband, he must not allow you to do anything with those, with those hands.
What?
She had to tell him she didn't have a husband. That's So it's something like that.
Oh
So
my gosh.
that song was always very special to me. So this version, I played it for my mom. She really liked it. So I think everyone will like it, like what how it comes out.
Yeah.
And of
Yeah.
course, it has everything in this album has Afrobeat in it. So
Everything. Any Parisian based sounds that we can expect?
well, the musicians are all from well,
They all right.
some of them are from Paris, and
Mhm.
they have their also most have Caribbean, French
Oh,
Caribbean background,
yeah,
but
yeah.
are Parisians born and raised in Paris. Very talented. Like they're, I think they're his band, the U Sound Band, who most of them were in the studio with my record. They're
Sure.
touring with I think the winner of The Voice Paris here or something right now.
Oh,
But they're very, 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 very good. And then I have the Prince is former head of his horn section. Tom is on the album, 13 Grammys. So hopefully he's sprinkling some Grammy dust on the album. And
please.
right.
Oh,
Then
and
we
it will. It
have,
will.
right.
Mhm.
And he's so nice. And then we have Nora Khan, who's very hot in Europe, and she's based here in Paris, and she is from Germany. She's on the album Sax Player. She is really good too. I was like, okay.
Okay.
And yeah, and so yes, and then Ola Onabule, great singer, very popular in Europe and in Africa. And he also, in addition to some of his original songs, he produced my vocals on the album as well.
Look at that. You are so amazing. And I want to make sure that I plug this though. Your album, You Hit the Spot, it was named one of Europe's top 10 albums.
You hit the spot like a balmy breeze on a night in May. You hit the spot like a cool mint julep on a summer day. You hit a new high in my estimation. I had to fall, 'cause you've got so much on the ball. Ooh, you hit the spot like a first embrace when the knot is tied. You hit the spot like a pipe and slippers by the fireside. Matter of fact, we don't know exactly what it is that you've got, but ooh, you hit the spot.
So, has that, or how has that recognition changed your life? Has there been,
By being voted top 10 by Jazz in Europe magazine,
yeah,
that is one of the main reasons why I'm in Paris.
there we go. Got it. I see.
Yeah, that was, and then with that success of that album,
Yeah,
I knew it was time to strike while the iron was hot. How
that's
do I
it. Mhm.
build on that?
Yes,
It
yes.
just so happened, and God knows, my savings lined up at that very same time that allowed me to quit my job. It was enough. I had saved enough to quit. Not that I, with planning, and if they don't
No, I
mess
get it. Sure.
please don't mess up my Social Security. Okay, so, but
Oh, you'll be fine. You'll be
so-
fine.
excuse me, but the success of that album allowed me to just quit, retire early, and it also, I think, built another type of confidence in me and what I was doing. 'Cause
Yeah.
when I was reading the feedback of all of these music critics, you know, from
Yeah.
around the world.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm legit. And so that was really good. And then being able to get the type of visa I have says that France considers me an asset and an
Oh,
advantage to their music and cultural community here in
so
this
you have a
country.
legacy that's
Yeah,
been left. Look at that.
yeah.
You are officially in history, my darling. How's that feel?
Well, you know what? If my dream is like if I could bring more people from the States to the diaspora and build connections
Sure.
from Africa, and that would be a legacy that would be amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
and if I could help some people to trust and pursue and live their passions in the way I have, and that and that they could really experience the joy of that,
Yeah.
and then to know that it's never too late, to
Ever.
know that you think it's too late because you're 50 or 60 or whatever it might be, and you're the smartest you've ever been. You know yourself more than you've ever known yourself. You probably have more resources than you've ever had. It's
Yeah.
perfect time, and you're still young. You're still vibrant.
Vibrant. Yeah.
And
Exactly.
then, yeah, please live.
Do
Absolutely.
it.
Absolutely. And people take that time when they think it's time to sit down. Nope. It's time to really stretch yourself out there.
Well, should we expect more Parisian inspired music or maybe something completely unexpected coming from Tracye? Eileen?
This is gonna be unexpected. I think that this album will simmer for a minute. I hope it has a fraction of the longevity of Sade's music. You know what I'm
What
saying?
you just said, okay? Huh. Yeah.
So we'll see how this one does. I think this is my lane. I'll be in this lane. We are planning a 2026 tour
I was just gonna ask. Yeah. Yeah.
for Europe and Africa.
And Africa.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yes. So
I'm so proud of you.
yeah, so that's what we're working on,
It's gonna
so
happen.
this will be my first time doing very large festivals. I've done festivals, but this will be like really big festivals.
And I wanted to ask you just this
Mhm.
last question. If
Yeah.
we looked into your playlist,
Mm-hmm.
um, who would surprise us the most on it? Your own personal playlist.
My personal playlist,
Uh-huh.
probably Jay-Z.
I would be surprised. Really? Well, wait,
It's so much.
because of the rap, John. Well, the little rap that you're doing now. Not little. I don't mean it that way.
I'm
But
not doing it. That's Nino. I've always believed in collaboration and I think those two songs that we're releasing,
yes.
I love a good collaboration. I think that is because of Jay-Z was really when I went to the Cowboy Carter
You
concert.
went to the concert.
I did in Paris. Girl, let me just tell you, that's the other thing. I do a lot more than I really ever was doing in Chicago because I was working so much at home because I was doing the music, I was working my corporate job, and I didn't really have time for anything.
One last question for the artists or those who are kind of trying to get into this thing, what's the one piece of advice that you wish someone would have given you at the start of your career that you can give to them?
Well, I seriously started, in my, my late 40s.
Of course.
So, having, I think, one thing is know your worth.
Yes.
And so don't be so desirous of doing it that you will compromise yourself in any way.
I love that.
Okay. And just trust that, God will work it out for you. Like I thought things would come sooner, but know that they're coming in God's timing, and there are things you need to pick up along the way. For me, I thought it was very important. Nowadays, with the shift in the music industry, you can you don't have to wait for somebody to discover you. You can put in the work yourself, and you can self-publish your music, and
Yeah.
people are able to do that. They're all different kinds of paths. So I would say be serious about that. I would say work on your craft, because a lot of people like take some vocal lessons.
Exactly.
You can always be better.
Always.
If you don't know business, make sure that you work with someone that you trust that understands business, because there's a business to music.
It is.
For me, I have an MBA in finance, and so I knew how to, and I'm an entrepreneur, so I kind of knew how to run a business. So I would have on my business hat for booking and managing and all of this stuff, recording. But then I have on my artist hat. So, but that's rare that you have an artist and a business person in one head.
That's right.
So get somebody that you trust that will support you and that you can walk with on that journey. And that's what I would say. I would say you don't have to wait. There's so many ways. There's a young lady that I remember. We were both singing. We were singing for something, but we were at the University of Chicago in their theater. I forgot what the event was, but we were both there. And as I'm watching her over the years, and one of the things that she would do, she went to LA and she's singing, but she might take her, and she could really sing too. She would take her speaker and her mic, and she would go to Hyde Park on the corner and be singing.
No way.
I was like, okay, and I would give her money too, but she did what she young. See, I ain't
right.
But I just had to work a job and do my music. But anyway, I admired that grit, and then she went out to LA. So I just saw her latest thing. She's I think she's in London now. She's coming to Paris. She reached out to me.
Wow.
And she's now on the Disney cruise set performing, and she got a job doing that. So she's kind of built. And like I said, so obviously if you on the corner, with your speaker singing, you don't have to have, you just have to have the grit and the determination to make it happen.
That's right.
So I think you can't wait for somebody, and she didn't wait for somebody to make it happen for her.
She did it herself.
She did it, yeah. And I think I just saw one of her posts where she was singing for the opening of something in Chicago. I forgot, but it's something big. She sang the national anthem, but it was something significant. And so she's doing well. I'm really proud of her. And she's like, I'm in London now. I'm going to London. And, I think I'm going to be a day or two in Paris. I was like, cool, call me, ring me up. And so all of that to say is, if you're focused and you're about it, there's so many ways to get to where you're going. And I think those are the things to consider.
Wow. Such great information, such gold nuggets, and so happy to see you thriving in purpose. I mean, you're really thriving. And that's what it's all about. If you're going to get into the indie culture, so to speak, yes, I want to see everybody win. Well, everybody, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We really appreciate you sitting and chatting with us. And listen, remember, what you make happen for others, God will make happen for you. We'll see you again next week.